Well, hi! My name is Dr. Salvador, artificer of Fortify Strength, and lover of all things mechanical, engineered, and technological. I'm going to be your guide in demystifying many of the strange inventions humans have come up with to improve your health and your gaming. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite chairs, the Herman Miller Aeron. You've probably seen this chair in hospitals, banks, offices. You might even have one yourself. But today, we're going to look at it specifically for its use in keeping you focused on your gaming and avoiding aches and pains. Be sure to watch till the end of the video where I give you my super special secret artificer suggestion for how to improve this awesome chair even more. So, let's get fortified. The Aeron has a very interesting history. Designed by Bill Stumpf and Don Chadwick, the Aeron was designed for what the body needs rather than what the eye likes. In fact, when it came onto the scene in 1994, it was heavily criticized for its highly engineered look and lack of typical accoutrements such as upholstery and cushions. It looked like something out of an Alien movie, but not long after its release, it was accepted by Paola Antonelli at the Museum of Modern Art and began to fill up the offices of many Silicon Valley startups. It actually became a status symbol. Since then, it has become ubiquitous in workplaces across the world. Now, I mentioned that this is one of my favorite chairs. I'm going to go over exactly why I feel that way. When it comes to ergonomics, the number one thing you have to look at is the task that is being performed. For our intents and purposes, we are looking at how the chair functions as a gaming chair. There are three positions that people tend to take when sitting in a chair. Forward, which is for people performing some dual-handed tasks. Upright, normal position for typing and office work. And reclined, which is what it sounds like, sitting back, resting. PC gamers tend to either take the upright position or the forward position when they're gaming. So we need to focus our analysis on how Aeron does in these tasks. The shell of the Aeron is made of a hard plastic resin, which really lends itself to that industrial look it's got going for it. You would think that this would affect the price, but no, it doesn't. It has a mesh breathable back and seat, which is called the pellicle. While it does allow for better airflow down there, it actually ends up being a bit firm, which can lead to some issues with sciatica for some users. I'll talk more about this in a bit. Now, these are the things I love about the Aeron. First, it's just extremely adjustable. When it comes to ergonomics, you have to realize that there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all chair. So having adjustable settings is really the key. These are some of the things you can change on this chair. You can move it up and down like so. It can recline quite easily, and it has a recline limiter so that you don't go way back here if you don't want to. It comes with arm height adjustments and swiveling that works like this, but I admit it's a bit cumbersome to switch while you're sitting down. But for getting your elbows in a great position, these work just fine. Lumbar support is adjustable and can be placed right in the small of the back, which is great. Now, in terms of width, the Aeron comes in three sizes, A, B, and C. Most people will fit into a B, but if you're a small hobbit, go for the A. If you're a big barbarian, go for the C. Now, these sizes are also tied to seat length and depth. This is an important consideration because since these aren't adjustable, you need to make sure that when you sit down, the end of the chair is about 2 inches from the back of the leg. This is so that the seat doesn't put undue pressure on the back of your knees, which can cause some people issues. The last part I want to mention is that while the Aeron does have an adjustable forward tilt and tilt limiter, this is limited to only about 5 degrees or so before you start to fall out of your chair. This is what limits this chair for those who prefer a forward sitting posture. What is really needed for a forward sitting posture is something like a saddle seat or something with a chest support, like my all-time favorite chair, the Heg Capisco. Now, this is what brings me to some of the things I don't really like about the chair. First is the cost. This chair costs a lot of gold. A new Aeron will usually retail at over $1,000. That is a big ask for a chair. However, since the chair is so ubiquitous, you can find them very lightly used for much cheaper. I bought my 2 Aeron chairs for around $400 each, and they were still in shrink wrap. If you want more info on how to get a cheaper chair, check out that link below. I've linked out some tips. Second, the mesh seat of the chair, the Pelica, while it does provide good airflow to reduce heat, it ends up being a bit firm, which when combined with a compliant surface has this effect of putting increased pressure in the glute region, the butt region, which can sometimes irritate the sciatic nerve, causing tingling down the leg. There's a fix for this, however, which I'll go over at the end of the video. Finally, as I mentioned before, the chair is not great at forward sitting tasks. One reason for this is that while you can tilt your chair forward, you can only go so far before you fall out of your chair. You don't have any sort of external support that can keep you in a great position. So if you are a forward sitter, you want a chair that gives your hips or your chest some support. So that means some sort of saddle chair or something that has chest support. The Hag Capisco does both. And ultimately, that's the main task chair that I use. Now, how do you know if you're a forward sitter? If you're the type of person who likes to sit in chairs backwards with the back of the chair right here, that suggests that you may like that forward sitting position and might do well to have a chair that supports that. So to wrap things up, I really love the Aeron for upright tasks. It's great for reclining if you want to do that. So if you just like to chill back here, this chair is really great for that as well. It is highly adjustable and lets me mess with a lot of settings to get me in the perfect position for me. With that said, many cheaper chairs have the same type of adjustments, so don't feel like this chair is the end-all be-all of ergonomic chairs. Just remember that the Aeron is not ideal for forward-leaning tasks. Actually, there's not a lot of chairs that are ideal for forward-leaning tasks, since you can only tilt so far forward without falling out of your chair. And it doesn't provide any sort of external support for this forward sitting position. This can lead to me putting a lot of strain on my back and my neck when I lean forward in my chair. While this may not be a deal breaker, you need to be wary of your sitting patterns to see if you have a chair that supports how you sit. Honestly, if you're taking frequent breaks from sitting, all of this may not even really be an issue. But why not get a chair that suits the way you sit and the way you work, rather than working around an unideal product? Use the right tool, get what works for you. For my secret artificer tip for people with sciatica who want to use this chair, there is a special add-on that is a breathable cushion for the Herman Miller Aeron. It just slips on like so and reduces the tension and pressure on the glute region, which can work up that sciatic nerve on some people. If you get tingly legs after sitting for a while, you may want to add this cushion to reduce pressure on that area. Very simple, very effective. That's it for this week, folks. If you like this video and want to learn more about health and how to become our heroic character, hit that like button below and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We'd also love to see you on our Discord where we play D&D with our community and we answer any questions you may have. Link is down below and I'll see you there. Have a nice week and don't forget to fortify strength.